What am I trying to get out of sobriety? I just keep coming back to I want to have fun. Like my fun has to be bigger, better than it was when I was drinking,
Yeah.
and because otherwise my ADHD brain is going to be like, what is the point of being sober if
Yeah.
I'm not having fun? And, I've heard it before. Sobriety is not a prison sentence. So,
Yeah. It's literally going back to your like factory reset settings of your body and that, but figuring out how to enjoy that instead. So like even if like the fun for me, like the fun goes, it ranges from like a huge dance party, dancing on stage, hosting an event to like sitting on the porch with a mocktail with my friends. So like
mhm,
it's like figuring out the emotions behind that coincide with the fun and
mhm.
think about it, it's the same emotion.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Out and About AF. I'm your host, Gabe, and this is the podcast where we share sobriety journeys from individuals from the LGBTQIA plus community and our allies. And I am very excited for today's guest. You might know him on Instagram as Mr. Mocktail. He is also the creator, co-founder, owner of Sober 16. It's an event production company that really creates events that are fun, inclusive, literally everyone, uh, especially LGBTQI plus individuals, and doing it all sober. So
Yeah.
everyone, please help me welcome Andy. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Gabe.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I'm so excited to do this. I know our schedules have been crazy, but
Yeah.
we're finally
Comes
getting
with,
there. We could breathe.
comes with the territory of, starting your own thing and just trying to build something. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to figure it out and get to this.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I will just say to the audience, if you have not gone and followed Andy either on his account or on Sober 16, definitely need to go check it out. The videos on there of all the events are just, I mean, they're just amazing. It's just energy packed and see people just genuinely having fun and just knowing that they're sober. Like
Yeah.
that's just like the cherry on top. And
Yeah.
because,
I mean,
go
we're
ahead.
we're definitely going to be putting out more content so that people could see what we're doing. Because for the
Yeah.
past 3 years, I really haven't. It's just me, so I don't really, so it's like as we're growing, we're going to be able to like add in more video and different things to kind of beef up the content of it all so that people can see what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. I'm always entertained.
Oh, good.
But no, I think that, that's what originally I think, kind of sparked my interest and definitely wanted to reach out. And um, we met a mutual friend. What is her name? I am
Is it Krista?
believe so. The bike logo. That's all I remember
Oh
about.
yeah. Oh, Beth.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
she was like, "You need to check this guy out, doing some amazing things out in Buffalo." And because like for me, like being sober, like I mean, and really within the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, I've really been kind of asking myself, like, what's the point of sobriety? Like what am I trying to get out of sobriety? And,
Mhm.
I just keep coming back to I want to have fun. Like
Yes.
my fun has to be bigger, better than it was when I was drinking,
Yeah.
and because otherwise my ADHD brain is going to be like, what is the point of being sober if
Yeah.
I'm not having fun? And, I've heard it before. Sobriety is not a prison sentence. So,
Yeah. It's literally going back to your like factory reset settings of your body and that,
exactly.
but figuring out how to enjoy that instead. So like even if like the fun for me, like the fun goes, it ranges from like a huge dance party, dancing on stage, hosting an event to like sitting on the porch with a mocktail with my friends. So like
Hmm.
it's like figuring out the emotions behind that coincide with the fun and
Hmm.
think about it, it's the same emotion. It's just like pure like letting yourself go and being authentic and feeling like very safe and just like no judgment. So like that's literally the what I try to bring into anything I do is like figuring out how to like follow that feeling and get to that feeling, whether it's a big event or it's just like a small hangout.
Yeah. No, I've come to learn. I was recently on a cruise and all LGBT cruise.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But of course, alcohol was there. It was all
Oh,
around. But I'm having so much fun. Like they jam pack, you know, almost every hour. There's something to do,
oh
and
yeah.
but there's also it's a good balance of there's the parties at night, but during the day they have like morning yoga, and they also have
Yeah. Well, that's
friends
good.
of bill meetings, and
Mm,
if you get up early enough, everybody's still working over working off their hangover or sleeping in
yeah.
still. So I found an area that was just by itself, and I just kind of just kind of took
Yeah,
it all in and seeing the
I
ocean.
think yeah, I think my favorite part of any, like, crazy event or experience, like a cruise or I've never been on a cruise, but I can only imagine, like, yeah, there's, like, the crazy hours, and then, like, getting to, like the best feeling is, like, getting up alone and being alone before the craziness, like, starts again. I
Yeah.
just, like, love that, like, feeling of just, like, like, before the thing. Like,
Yeah. It
it's
reminds me
so
of that meme. I don't know if you've seen it or it's like where you're holding a cup of coffee with both hands, and it's like the older grandmother, and it's like it's raining. It's like, oh, we needed this.
yeah, yeah. Well, 100%, like, I just love it, 'cause then it's like all the noise is gone, and then you're just, like, really just like, "Okay, come back to center, let's, like,
Yeah.
reset for the day."
Yeah,
It's neat.
no, it was great, and, like, funny story, like, really quick, and then we'll dive into everything, but,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I was sitting there, and I'm trying to work on meditation. It's something
Mhm.
it's just very hard for me to get my head around because again,
Yeah.
ADHD, but so I do guided, uh,
Mhm.
meditations, and one it once one of my 5 minutes ended, I was just still laying there, but I heard the crashing of the waves,
Yeah.
and I just laid there for, like, another 5 minutes, and I was like, "Wow." Like, so it's just that reset that you get, and it's just like, when I was drinking,
You
never
don't
would have happened.
don't even think of that to even do that. Like, that's the thing. I feel like and that brings up a good point, is, like, I just feel like nature and, like, the sounds of the waves and stuff just are so much more present. So, like, you're like, "Wow, I never even heard this before." Like, the one time I think I told you before when we talked was it was, like, close to the beginning of my sobriety, and I was driving, and it was, like, summer night, the windows were down, it was, like, late in the morning, like, after I was going out, and I
Mhm,
was just driving, and I stopped at a stoplight or a stop sign in, like, a neighborhood, and I just, like, looked over, and I saw just, like, a patch of grass with, like, a bench and, like, a spot like, a street light, and I just,
mhm.
like, looked over, and I heard, like, the sounds of, like, nature, and I just was like it just, like, went over me, and I just was like, "What the hell?" Like, I just feel like this is, like I've never experienced, like, such quiet, yet, like, just, like, a place to sit and just I don't know, I was, like, absorbing a lot of like, the nature sounds, and I just
Yeah.
was like I never would have, like, even, like, heard that or seen that if I was drinking. So, like, that's what, like, keeps me going is, like, learning new things about, like, like,
Yeah,
life.
those, like, experiences and
Like,
just
I was, like, just numbed out, and I, like, couldn't, like, experience that.
yeah. Well, I think that's, like, a perfect segue.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess, yeah, tell me a little bit, like, about, like, where are you from, kind of
Yeah.
your backstory and, like and then kind of what were your, I guess, vices, we'll
Yeah.
say.
So, born and raised Buffalo, New York. Go Bills. Like, I'm not a huge sports fan, but, because
Yeah, I was gonna be like,
I guess
yeah,
I'm a Buffalo Bill fan because if I'm not, they'll come for me. Um, right, so I have to say that. Um,
we'll put a
but yeah,
Buffalo
so
Bills
I'm
background behind you.
yeah, please, please. So yeah, so I born and raised here, and Buffalo, there's not really too like, when I was growing up, I mean, there's nothing there's nothing to do in Buffalo besides, like, going out to eat or going to a bar. There there was like a lot of lack of events and activities to do. This is we're talking like pre-COVID and everything. So like
Mhm.
a lot of people here are heavy drinkers because there's really not, and like the the weather, during the winter is really bad, or it's just cold and people like go to bars and drink. But then the summers are really nice, and so people are out and about really, really excited, and they're going out and drinking. So it's like there's constantly drinking happening here.
Mhm.
Um, and like the marketing behind the city is we're a drinking city with a sports problem or something like that. Like that's like the slogan. And everyone knows that. So it's like that was like the prominent thing about Buffalo is like we have good food, but you just go out to dinner and drink and that's it.
Mm.
And then COVID hit. And so like I got wrapped up in that. I really thought that you had to drink at any type of event to have a good time. Like I associated drinking with having fun. And so
Mhm.
like if I was at uh I remember I went to my brother's wife's baby shower and I was like, "All right, I need a mimosa. Like where's the mimosa bar?" Like you're just constantly like whatever event you're like like where's the drink? Of course I'm going to have a
Mhm.
drink at hand for anything. Um and so, yeah, that kinda just, like, got me, and just the way that it gets a lot of people, like, I don't think that I had, um, more of an like, I guess, like, there's different levels, obviously, to, like, people it's a whole spectrum of, like, people's uses of alcohol. That was my
Mhm.
advice. Never did any drugs or anything like that besides, like, marijuana,
Yeah.
so I more so just alcohol was my thing,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where I was like it's so normal that then I was like drinking, watching shows, and like I'm big in reality TV, so I would go get a bottle of wine after my job and like have some wine while I'm watching my whatever I'm watching, and that just became normal to me. And I remember my mom once was like, we were calling it, and she called me, and she was like, "Do you what are you doing?" And I'm just like, "Oh, I'm just drinking a bottle of wine and watching my show and just having a good time." And she was like, "Do you have a drinking problem?" I was like
Flat
I
out.
was like and then I go, "Well, looking back, I go, well, that was probably not the best way to do that." But
Right.
because I got defensive and I was just like, "No, like blah blah blah." And then like looking back, I'm like, "Okay, that wasn't maybe necessarily the problem, but it was part of the problem that it was like being normalized in my head."
Mhm.
Um, so then that happened, and then I just had a bunch of, like, bad nights with alcohol, like, getting to the point I would get to the point where I was no longer myself. So, like, I'm present with you right now, and then all of a sudden, like, nothing.
Mm.
And my best friend this is kinda what woke me up. My best friend was like, "You just get to the point where, like, I just can't have a conversation with you, like, you're just not there. You're not present, you're not, like." And I have seen since I've quit, I have seen that in a lot of people. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing what she was seeing in a lot of people, and maybe that's like a one-off thing, or it could be something that's kind of what I was dealing with, which is just making it normal in your brain.
Yeah.
Um, and so that really woke me up to the fact that I was abusing alcohol to the point where I'm like, I don't want to lose control to the point where I'm making my friends upset, like
Mhm.
because they're worried, and I'm like, I don't like that. And then I realized like recently that there was conversations being had. I just learned that not too long ago that like my brother had a conversation with my best friend about like, should we be concerned? And I was like,
Really?
just joking around, but I was like, why are you talking about me behind my back? But I was like, no, but then and then just like further like stamps like I made the right decision because it's just like I don't want people to be concerned about me, So
Right.
though it was the culmination of all of that, like being kind of like woken up to the idea, like when you're in it, you're not seeing it clearly. You're like kind of like wrapped in this bubble. And then when you like step outside of that, you're like, oh, okay. Like that's what that looks like.
Yeah.
And that woke me up to that. And
Mhm.
then, um, a couple more bad nights after that, like, realization, and, I was listening to Nikki Glaser, and her
Uh-huh.
podcast that was and for a while before that, and she's sober for, like, over 10 years,
Mhm.
and she was constantly talking about this book, right? And she was like, I read this book and I quit drinking right after I read it, and it was called, like, Quit Drinking Without Willpower: The Easy Way Method, Alan Carr, and I feel
Okay,
like a
so
lot of
really
sober
quick,
people. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw the same video and downloaded the same book.
Yeah, see? And it's literally and that's what that just shows, like, it's like people just need to talk about stuff, and then other people just, like, kind of, like, hear it, even though you don't even know the person, they might
Yeah.
hear it, you know? So, like, I was listening to this for, like, a year, I feel like, being, like, toying around with the idea of it, and I'm like, "Oh, there's no way that that works," and blah, 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 and then, like, a couple bad nights were happening, so I just ordered the book on Amazon and got the book, read it, and literally never drank again. Like, it was that I feel like because I related to her so much and, like, how she viewed alcohol when she was talking about when she drank, and
Mhm.
so I feel like I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense, so, like, why wouldn't I try this book?" So I tried the book, and it was like I was the perfect candidate for this book because it's like you already want to quit drinking, like, you want to put it away. You really, really are at that certain point where you're like, "I gotta make a change," and then it
Mhm.
just debunks everything that you think about alcohol. So, like,
It really does.
and it's like putting it in such simple terms too. It's like, of course. And so like and it repeats the same thing throughout the book over and over again. And I feel like that has really helped me even with like dealing with emotions because I just my brain is a muscle, right? So it's like if I have a negative thought about myself or whatever, I instantly like train my brain to like not think of it negatively. So it's
Mhm.
like it's a practice, and so, like, that book helped me a lot figuring out, like, how to deal with, like, stress and life and all these things because 'cause I'm applying those same, like, repetitive kind of like a mantra, but
Mhm.
it's more of like, "Okay, I have a negative thought. Let's, like, quickly dissect that and then, like, get it
Right.
out."
No,
So that's
yeah, really quick though, like, it's so that's funny, and how you kinda talked about, letting people like, just people just need to talk about it, right? And for myself, I was like, "Well, everybody else is drinking the
Mhm.
same amount as me,
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Like, this has to be normal." But waking up and the stupid crap that I did, I'm like, "Well, like, is this life? Like, is this what we're supposed to be doing?"
Yeah.
And again, I really wasn't talking about it to anybody. I've said it before, I thought I invented moderation because it was just me.
Yeah.
And once someone told me, because I mean, through DUIs and, things like that for myself, like, I started questioning, like, okay, well, this isn't normal. And I don't know, it was on a radio station a long time ago. And it was like, if you black out even once, there might be an issue with alcohol with you. And I'm just like, it kind of hit me, but I was like, well, but I justified it by,
Like, everyone has it.
right. Like, I mean, your first time or you don't know your boundaries yet. So you're bound
Yeah.
to black out. But when I'm doing it like almost 9 or 10 times
Yeah.
anytime I go drink, I'm like, well, might
Mine got
need
to
her.
the point where, like, every weekend, I was, like, getting to the point of
Yeah.
blacking out.
Yeah.
Like, and I was the type of drinker, like, never got in trouble with the law,
Hmm.
never did anything pretty I mean, yeah, like, I don't wanna, like, downplay, like, drinking and driving, of course, but, like, rarely did that, but maybe, like, a couple times, you know, shouldn't have got behind the wheel. But, like,
Hmm.
that it's just like, you think like, "Oh, okay, well, I didn't do anything crazy, like, considered crazy." So it's like you almost, like, normalize it even more. You're like, "Well, I don't have an issue because I'm not, like, in the street, like, laying on the ground,"
Right.
But because everyone else is doing it and you're almost like at the same level as everyone, you're like, okay, well, how do I even dissect that this is an issue? I
Yeah.
Unless someone tells me and I want to make a change. So that's
Mhm.
where I think and like going to a lot of these events now, like sober and seeing people like come out of like a music venue or come out of, and I go, man, like that is something that like I'm like, you think this is normal. And it is to you, and it is to a
Mhm.
lot of people, that it's like, okay, the only way to try to make a change and get into your brain is to show you by example what you could choose to have if you
Yeah.
wanted to. So, because it's like it's hard to dissect what's an issue and what's normal, but it
Mhm.
really comes down to like what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's down to like, do you want to live this life of kind of like fuzziness, and do you want to like, is that the path you want to go, or do you want to decide to do something else?
Yeah. No, I got to that point too where I started getting bored of going out
Yeah,
same places, talking, having the same conversation. Nothing was ever
barely,
new, and it was just like
barely
a
a conversation, probably.
right. And it just became this cycle, and I was like, I was tired of it. I was like wanting to do other things, but I was just like, well, alcohol was always a top priority. Like
It's like
5:30 came
ruling
around,
your life.
I was at the bar. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
it's crazy.
100%. And I used to smoke cigarettes, and I remember, and this, uh, is to alcohol as well, but I remember holding the cig and I just said, "Why are," and I looked at it and I go, "You're ruling my life. This little stick is ruling my life." And I remember being like, "I hate that this is happening. That
Mhm.
you like I am my actions are controlled by this stick." Because
Yeah.
I just was like, if I'm out to dinner and like we're waiting for the food, oh, maybe I will take a break and go outside and smoke a cig and then come back. It's like that is horrible. Like I just feel like I'm like, what am I doing? So like it's just like the same thing with like alcohol. It's like it's controlling your thoughts because you're constantly thinking about, "Well, okay, where's my next drink?"
Right.
And you're not in the moment. You're not like actually living. It's almost like you're living through alcohol. It's like it's
Mhm.
and yeah, there's people that can like not live through alcohol and let it like, and I don't know how that is possible, because for me, but like people will go out and have a couple drinks and then be done, and it's just something that adds on to their experience.
Mhm.
But I just couldn't. That wasn't the case for me. This
Yeah.
is I
Oh, no.
It was alcohol first and then my brain and life. It was crazy.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I had so much social anxiety, and that's why I drank, and I wouldn't even talk to people unless I had a drink, or I would like I said, 5:30 came around, I'd walk in and I'd walk straight to the bar before I
Yeah.
even started saying hi to people, and sometimes, like, I I thought I was growing because I stopped doing shots before I went out. I was like, "Oh, well, I can handle this,"
Growth, personal growth.
right?
Yeah.
Grow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy when you're out of it for a little bit or, forever, however long, and you just kinda see, like, how much it takes over, and it's just like,
Yeah.
we hold it on this pedestal, but it's like, why? Like,
I know,
one
I
thing.
know. And it's like the whole it's weird because it's like, okay, alcohol is the thing, right? But it's like everything that comes around it is fun, and it is cool, and it is like, I love it. And so
Mhm,
like reading the book, I really had to like just take the alcohol, like physical alcohol out of it and keep everything else. Cause like I love like walking into a place that's like perfectly lit, dressed up, and then like being excited to see my friends, giving them a hug, and then, uh, good food, good music, good, connection. All of those things are still there. But then it's like, for a lot of us, the alcohol kind of like is the top priority around that. So
Mhm.
it's like removing that, but still focusing on the thing
Yeah.
is what is like honestly how like Sober 16 was born and Mr. Mocktail. Like I was like, how do I do this life without the alcohol, but still keep the fun aspect of like what I actually liked about going out? And
Right.
that's what the book says is like figuring out why you're going out. Like what do you like about it? And I was like, well, I like dressing up. I like feeling good. I like sitting at a nice bar, talking to the bartender. Like I like all of that. So like let's figure out a way to do that. And that's
Yeah.
how I
No,
started Mr. Mocktail.
that's so true. Like, I love going to the bars. Like, I like, because that's where some of my closest friends are, and it's the safe space and, everything that kind of encompasses, the queer community. But like,
Yeah.
and it's fun. Like I like dancing, I like to go out and I like to dance and being able to do it at the bars is kind of where we do it. And so I knew for myself, like I had to make sure I was okay. And I still do it to this day. Like anytime I go out to an event or do anything like that, I have to make sure I'm in the right headspace. If
Oh,
I'm not in the right
100%.
headspace, we're not going
We're
anywhere.
on wrong. Yeah, we're
Yeah, I
not
was like,
doing
I'm
it.
not even gonna attempt it.
No,
But
absolutely.
it gets easier and I go and I mean, it looks a lot different. I'm
Yeah.
home or I'm leaving by 10:30, 11 o'clock.
A dream. A
Yeah.
dream. Oh god. I love it. I love like I haven't gone out in a while, like because I've been just like really focused on like what I'm doing. But when I was going out like dancing, I would absolutely love being like, "Oh, it's midnight, time for bed," turning
Mm,
back into a pumpkin, and like being like, "Bye, everybody," and they would know, like they would just be like, "It's time for you, right?" And I go, "Yep, have a great,
yeah.
see you next weekend." Like, like,
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah,
so fun.
and I think it's different for everybody, like, especially, like, in my community, there's people that are like, "I'll never go to a bar again," and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's just different experiences, and,
no,
uh, I'm like, whatever but again, it kinda goes back to what you said of I still like, I have to have fun for
yeah,
myself. Like, I'm
whatever that
still
looks like
young.
for you, it's
Sure.
like, yeah, yeah, and like my thing too is like, because like everyone goes like, especially like queer people, is like the bars are it's tough at a queer bar because it is a lot centered around drinking
Mhm.
and there are like drugs around if like you're late night and like it's just so I get why people go like I'm not going to the bar,
Yeah.
because it's like why would you want to be around that really? Like
Mhm.
I like if that's what the experience is centered around. So like but when I say bar and going out, like I most of the time am meaning like sitting at a nice bar that's like has food, like a restaurant bar going out, and then like if there's dancing involved, like later on, great. But it's
Mhm.
my night center, like even with my friends that drink, my night doesn't center around alcohol. It's centered
Right.
around the community
The
aspect, and then like
conversation.
they're having one or two drinks, and like they're not getting crazy. It's like we're all kind of on the same page
Yeah.
with it. But yeah, like when I'm going out and it's like I'm just with a group of people that are just like taking shots and stuff, like it's not fun. It's not it's like because I go there is a certain point where I am talking to them and I go, "Oh, all right, it's time for me to leave because it's like we cannot have a conversation anymore."
Oh,
Like
yeah.
so it's like it's one of those things that like my friend did to me where she was like, "You're at a certain point where I'm not even able to talk to you."
Mhm.
Um, so I go, "Oh, there's a slur in your words. I gotta go."
Oh, yeah.
Like, just because it's like you just know when it's your time to go.
Yeah.
So it's that's why I'm okay with being at all different types of spaces, even if it is that like late night queer dance bar, because
Mhm.
I have enough self awareness to know when I am need to get out, and I'm okay with leaving. And
Yeah.
that was the biggest power move in my own life was being like, "Yep, I'm gonna go now. I am done." because when I was drinking, I would stay out till 5 in the morning because I would wanna be like, "I'm gonna miss out on something, so I gotta keep going until I'm the last
1000%.
person on the street." One time I was out on the street outside of the queer bar, till, like, 5 in the morning, and all of a sudden, I was just like it was, like, light out, and I was just, like, the last person in on Earth, it felt like, and I was, like, calling the Uber, like, stumbling around, I go and I will never forget that I was, like, the last person on the street, it felt like, and I go, "Why am I still here?
Mhm.
What am I doing?" So that, like, thought process, I had to, like, dissect that of, like, okay, why do you wanna be the last person out? Because
Right.
you're always just, like you're, like, searching for something
Mhm.
that's not there, and so then once I realized I could say, like, "No," and I wanna go home, and I'm okay with that, because you have to be okay with that, then that was, like, the coolest thing because I was like, "Oh, yeah, I actually want to leave now."
Yeah. Oh, no, it's great. Yeah, I
Mhm.
go to 2 bars, and the only reason I go to the second one because it's on the way home, and
Yeah.
and from
Yeah,
there, I'm
convenient.
there maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and yeah, like
Yeah,
you said,
I love
once
it.
someone starts
Same, man.
slurring
Yeah.
yeah, once someone starts slurring, I'm thinking of, "Okay, what TV shows am I gonna watch?" Or, like, "What am
Yeah.
I getting caught up on?"
Oh, the best thing is coming home and sitting on the couch after a night out, and
Uh-huh.
it's not even midnight yet, and you're like, "Oh, I can, like, lounge a little bit," and then just yeah, I just
Yeah,
love
it's great, like, I can do, like, a night routine and remember the night routine.
I know. Especially when you're, like, first getting sober and, like, you go out for the first time, you feel good, and then you, like, lay in your bed, and you're just like, "God, I just feel like I just danced a lot of energy out, and then I get
Uh-huh.
to, like, lay and feel comfortable," and that I just remember, like, sitting like, laying in my bed, I posted an Instagram story of, like, not even midnight, and I'm in bed, and I just, like, felt
Just, like,
very
the
comfortable, and
cuddles.
I was like, "It's so comfortable. I love it."
So,
Oh,
like, I guess so speaking of, like, getting so you read the book, and so
yes.
when did that happen? Like, where are we at
That
time?
was January of 2020.
Okay, and you've
So
been sober since then, right?
yeah.
Or okay,
Yep.
so 6 years? 6 and a half.
6 years,
That's
and so,
awesome.
yeah, so January of 2020, so we were gearing up for the big shebang. No one knew it, though. So, yeah, so I took, like, a month to, like, not go out, and I read the book, and I was just figuring out myself for, like, a month, and then, it was Valentine's Day of 2020, and my friend, who's the one my best friend, who's the one who, like, basically woke me up to all this,
Mhm.
we, like, love going out, so we're like, "Let's go to this singles event." It was, like, a straight singles event, but, like, it was just, like, singles and Valentine's Day, and we were just like, "We're both single, like, let's go out and have a drink," and then I was like, "Maybe I'll try to get a NA beverage or whatever."
Mhm.
So then I go to the bar, um, it was, like, a fun little atmosphere, but it was just us 2, and I was like, "Can you make this tequila drink, but without the tequila?" And it was, like, 6 years ago, like, a lot of people didn't have, like, mocktails on their menu, and, like, this was,
Mhm.
like, a thing. People started doing it, but it was not it was, like, O'Doul's and, like, whatever, just, like,
Right.
nothing. Um, and she was, like looked at me all weird, and I was like, "Yeah, just, like, don't put the alcohol in it. Just make it how you make it, but just literally no alcohol." And she's like, "Okay." And then me and I loved this part of, like, the trends of NA where they didn't have them on their menu, so they didn't know how to price it, and then you would
Oh,
just
yeah.
get it for free, and I was not spending any money. So, like, she just, like, was like, "Just take it, it's like juice." But, like,
Right.
I was like, "Okay." But it was really good, like, because it was all the other ingredients in it. And
Mhm.
so we sat down and she had my friend had a food blog and does it like for fun in Buffalo. And so
Mhm.
she goes around and like documents like the food at like restaurants. And I was talking and we like cheersed to our drinks. And I go, wait, I have an idea because it felt very normal what we were doing. Cause like what
Yeah.
I was saying, before, like the aesthetic was there. I was dressed up, cheersing. This is what we've been doing.
Right.
And so I was like, wait, what if you do the food and I'll do the drink, like the NA beverages and show people where to go because I don't even know where to go. So like I could just document like my journey about going around to Buffalo and seeing who has the best NA options or what we can do. And
Mhm.
we were like, great, this is awesome. I felt so good. I was just like, okay, I feel like I have a purpose. Like, let's go. And so then it was like shortly after that, I created Mr. Mocktail. So I just took my personal Instagram and just changed the name. And so
Mhm.
I already like 500 followers. And I was like,
Wow.
ha, like, yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, so I changed that and I just started going to places out to like document. And then obviously COVID hit
Mhm.
the next month. And then that's when I really so, like, I wasn't even, like, 3 months sober when COVID hit, and I just really leaned in. I'm lucky that I just, like I was at my, dad's house. My brother was in town. He was, like, visiting, so he kinda got, like, stuck, with us. So, like, we had, like, a pretty much a full house, so, like, I wasn't, like, alone or anything like that, and, yeah, I just documented my sobriety, so, like, 3 months, 6 months to a year, and
Mhm.
then throughout that time, I was, like, ordering, NA options that I was finding online, um, reviewing them, having them and, like, taking pictures with them, showing so changed it from, like, showing people where to go in Buffalo to, like, showing people, different products, and then
Right.
also a lifestyle type of vibe where I was, like, documenting, like, my thought process on things and just, like, little stuff like that. So that's how I kinda grew a little bit online, met
Mhm.
a couple key people that I still am friends with, like, in Buffalo, but then also, like, in New York City, definitely, like, around the world and stuff like that. And so when we were able to start going out to places is when I kinda geared it back towards still the lifestyle sobriety aspect of like documenting my thought process on things and my
Mhm.
experience. But then I was able to like partner with like restaurants and bars and show people actually where to go in Buffalo. Um, and that really got me the connections. And then I was able to meet up with the people that I've been talking to throughout COVID because
Mhm.
we started like a little group chat of people in Buffalo
Oh,
that
awesome.
were also sober and doing and so we're kind of like helping each other out and stuff like that. So we had a 5-person meetup in, I think it was March of 22, I believe, and
Mhm.
then became like friends. And then this group chat that we started, people started inviting their friends. So it started getting a little bit chaotic just
Yeah.
because there was constantly like things happening. And I'm like, okay, I can't with these notifications.
Notifications.
I was like, "Love you all." I was like, "But what if" I was like, "What if we just started a page and that could be where we post, like, the meetups on, like, a little flyer, like, a quick little, like, "Here, we're gonna be here at this time, and then
Mhm.
we'll go meet up." And instead of doing it in the group chat, and everyone's like, "Okay." So we kind of, like, stopped the group chat and then made this page. Now we named the group chat in the beginning, like, Buffalo Seltzer Crew because we were showing each other, like, different seltzers that we liked, like, and stuff like that. But then my one friend who is a comedian in Buffalo, she came up with the name Sober16 because
Mhm.
our area code is 716. So
Mhm.
it's just like play on that. And we all were like, "That's it. That's the name of the group chat." So like that's our little group is Sober16, huh? And then we made that the page, and then we were posting our little meetups. And then at the same time that I was doing that, I entered the queer community of Buffalo because I'm queer, but I never really had like a community in Buffalo, like people.
Mm. Mhm.
I wasn't really in the scene, if you will. So I had a friend who was like on a kickball team, the whole thing, and they kind of introduced me to everybody. And he was like, "There's this sober drag queen that is really good, and I think you guys should meet. I think you would hit it off." And so I met um, her, and they were great. Like we hit it off really well, and we still work together to this day. We lived together for a few months. We had a podcast. We're just like we became like this little duo that like I would create these events and she would perform and then we would host together. Like this is like now spanning over 3 years.
Mhm.
But that, and it would just like inspired me to like seeing drag really for the first time and being in that world and people like being their authentic selves on stage and then someone doing it on top of that sober. I was like, oh shit, there's like this something here. And
Yeah.
so I go, hey girl, we need to do a sober drag show. Is there any other sober queens that you know of? So we picked two other sober drag queens. We did a It was our first unofficial Sober 16 event. So I was just doing this event myself. Um, and no alcohol was served during the event. We got on the news because I like finagled my way to like get a reporter. And then uh,
Yes.
we put it on the news and over 100 people came to it.
Very
Um,
nice.
no alcohol was served. Everyone had a great time. I was able to finally like speak in front of people. I was never a big public speaker at all. I was actually very bad at it. And then I just was like honest. Like I was just talking like I was talking to my friends. And um, even if I was like stumbling on my words, I was like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh," and just making it funny. And like I just felt very good. Everyone was so nice that came. And I go, this was February 11th of 2023. I remember that date. And then
Uh-huh.
on February 17th of 2023, I made Sober 16 an LLC because I was like, something's here. Like people obviously came out in the biggest drinking city, one of the biggest drinking cities, and wanted something like this.
Mhm.
Since then, we've been doing monthly sober happy hours. So at a different bar and restaurant, we get together, kind of like we keep that like casual like vibe of
Mhm.
how Sober 16 started by like doing these little happy hours. And then on top of that, we do just like the drag. We do a lot of drag stuff. We do comedy shows because my friends like I kind of just like get inspired by like who's around me and like what's going on. And so that's where I go, that's a really good event idea. Like, let's do that.
Yeah.
So I want to get feedback, and we just been doing all this different types of things. And Sober 16 in Buffalo at least has become like a community, and people kind of go, I see on Reddit someone's like, "What are some sober events I can go to?" And everyone's like, "Sober 16, like people are like getting it. And like I'm just like, "Oh wow, this is so cool." Like we just like built this like very organically. It was kind of just like follow the way it goes and see what
Yeah.
happens. And yeah, now we're here and I'm just like I'm very, very just like I'm still like shocked by it. Like just like how people just like love it. And I'm just constantly looking to like one up myself and just keep like expanding. And
Yeah.
like it's cool to like meet people like you like in different areas now that like are doing similar things and get it.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing and congratulations on everything. I think and I feel like, yeah, growing something like organically, it's like it's just that solid foundation that,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
always
and
in.
like I had a corporate job the whole time. And so like I was doing this on the side and it kind of was like that's why I think it works because of the solid foundation because I wasn't like on a time crunch. I could do the events whenever I want. It's like
Mhm.
I put a lot of like money, my own money and then like just like my free time into it to like really get it to where people like a lot of talking to every person like at the events, telling them what it's about, and just keep doing that. And I just feel like since there was no time crunch and it wasn't like a necessity to like do it, it was more out of like if I wanted to do it, that's where I think it got its like yeah foundation and base because
Yeah.
now I was gonna say I got fired, but I got laid off from my job, my corporate job in like September, October.
Mm.
And I haven't been in corporate since. And I mean, yes, money's tight because right now I just have like a part time job and I do this, but it's like so much more fulfilling that I don't like need to go back to corporate right now. Like it's not a necessity. So I'm able to now focus like way more energy on this and
Yeah.
being able to do stuff like this. And, it's just like cool that like, okay, things are now aligning to like where like, okay, let's start taking more steps towards this, whatever this is, honestly. I don't even know. I'm just following the I'm following, like, good vibes and seeing what happens, I think.
I mean, but that's like it feels so good though to do that though.
I
Like
know.
just to like almost not even have like
A
stress
plan.
about the unknown. Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
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 Yeah, I have ideas, but I'm more like that like, nothing's set in stone, which is I think is the best thing about it is, like, I have ideas of, like, "Okay, I wanna do this type of event, I wanna, like, open this business eventually," but there's no
Mhm.
time crunch, and it's just, like, focusing on having fun and putting the work into whatever I'm working on. I think that's why it's gonna work, hopefully. But, because it's real and organic and just
Right. Well,
connection.
and also too, like, and I don't know if you could agree with this, but like when you're in corporate, like it's, climb the corporate ladder. And it's
Yeah.
like I got to a position at the company where I was like, okay, I don't think I'm at the highest of where I'm at right now in this
Mhm.
position. And
Yeah.
I don't see myself going anywhere. And so it was just, I kind of, I was in marketing and I started losing that like creativity, like that
Oh, yeah.
passion, the fire, and it was just chaos. And ultimately though, like it was just marketing. Like it was
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, and that's what it's crazy that it's like, yeah, like, you I mean, one, you're, like, working for somebody else or working for other people, and it's like, you're only gonna be able to be as creative as if that they want you to be,
Mhm.
because you're kind of put into a box, and,
Yeah.
like, that and with marketing and social media, it's like, there are a lot of different creative aspects to that, but it's like, if they have a specific vision, they want you to do this, it's like, okay, well, that's yeah, now I've reached the top, now I have to look into a different department to try to do that and go up there.
Uh-huh.
It's, like, very, like, robotic in a sense,
Yeah.
and it's like, if that's what you like and you like that structure, like, that's great, but for me, I always said, sitting at a desk was not for me, even though I was good at it and I enjoyed aspects of it, I just said, like, I need to be around I kept saying, "I need to be around people. I need to be, like, talking to people, customer service, vibes, like, I just need that."
Yeah.
And it kind of again, it happened organically, but I just feel like even the people that I work with, like, I work with designers now, like, I have a designer that, like, works with me, and performers and all of that stuff, I even let them do their creative thing. Like, I don't put them in a box because it's like, it's such a cool collaborative thing, Sober 16, and just what we're doing is like, I have a vision of like what the event is, but like when it comes down to like your part in the event, I
Mhm.
could care. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to be able I'm hiring you to do your thing. So like I actually have a meeting with my designer right after this, and I'm going over uh like marketing for this upcoming Pride event that we're doing. And it's a collaborative thing. I go like, "Okay, I have a vision, but, like, I have an idea. What are your thoughts? What do you wanna do?"
Mhm.
Like, I want you to put out the product that you wanna put out.
Yeah. No, I love that. And like and it well, and especially too because like when I got sober, like, I just you see things obviously you see things way differently, but like I started doing we have a member of the month in my community, and I started doing little posts for them. Like just, just a congratulations, shout
Yeah,
out type stuff. But the creativity came and I got it based off of those people's, their personality and like what they
yeah,
liked. And so it's just like I brought their personality to the image. And
yeah.
yeah, like I got my spark back from,
Yes.
being sober, and it's just like that's just one of the things, like, I think I'll always be grateful for because I
Yeah,
love designing. I love, telling a story, through
yeah,
an image or a video, and I think, putting out that kind of work is best when you are sober.
yeah. Oh, I will attribute it I obviously, like, I'm, like, using, um being sober and alcohol as like the basis of Sober 16 and what I'm doing, obviously,
Okay.
because it's more than just an events company. It's, trying to culturally change the way everyone looks at alcohol,
Yeah.
um, wrapped up in fun experiences. So yes, a lot of our events do have alcohol at them. However, that's purposeful because I don't want to put out just sober events solely and alienate people that are drinking because those are the people that I'm trying to like change,
Yeah.
and not change them, but like, you know what I mean? Like put out
Well,
a
show
message,
them.
yeah, to reach them and be like, hey guys, this is we can all have fun. Everyone has their own drink option. I'm not telling you to not drink.
Mhm.
I'm literally just showcasing you a sober person still having fun. And that I've gotten a lot of feedback from people who drink saying like, "Oh, it's just so nice that this event like wasn't so focused on alcohol and it was just, there's so many different NA options and like people like love that." And
Yeah.
that's like, what I want to like so being so this would never happen if I didn't obviously haven't quit drinking.
Yeah.
One, and two, like I got my like spark back too. Like
Mhm.
I used to be in high school like in drama club and like very animated and fun and just pure like laughing all the time and blah blah blah. And then when I got into like drinking and everything, it just like in the corporate world, it was very robotic and I just kind of like lost like yes, I was still like the party animal and like the personality, but it was dulled down. And now it's like, okay, we are back in action. Let's go. Like it's just more energy towards things that are like trying to be, positive and uplifting. And I
Yeah.
just think that's all contributing to getting rid of alcohol was this like now newfound like spark. I've like found it again. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just so cool to be like, God, that thing was really actually just like bringing me down.
Yeah.
like, and
It's
like, and
very,
now I'm
how
percent.
Stella got her groove back.
Yeah. And I think I said this to you before, but like, um, you are without alcohol, you're like 100% yourself, right? So like I always think about it like this is like if I take a sip of alcohol or drink, it's just bringing my 100% down for that time to like
Mhm.
90% and it just keeps going. You're just like instead of like thinking about alcohol like you're gaining courage and you're gaining something, it's like you're not though. You're
Mm-mm.
actually losing your spark, as you're drinking. And then like the next day, it's even like worse because you're like hungover. And then you think to get back to 100%, you have to like drink again to like get to that point.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like that's the perspective shift that a lot of people need because they feel like in order to gain courage to like be more extroverted, they need to drink to like relax. It's like
Mhm.
all of that stuff is like that's just marketing. Like that's just advertising to you and like that's not actually how it is.
Right. Yeah, we
And
always
it's
joke about, like, "Well, why don't we see the commercials of the day after?" Like
Mhm. Yeah. It's like and then when you realize like, oh, you were just marketed to as alcohol being like something like in all the movies and this and that, like it's just like big alcohol, whoever it is, like literally wants that to be the case. And I'm so stubborn that I'm like, I'm not letting anyone control what I think.
Yeah.
you know?
No.
So like I try to be really like media literate too, like as much as I
Mhm.
can. Like, okay, why are they putting this out? Oh, it's to make sure alcohol like looks good,
Oh,
and
yeah.
looks like appealing to you. But it's like it is literally a poison. And yes, you can indulge if you want, but just be aware that you're not gaining anything. You're actually
Mhm.
losing things. Just be aware and just know that, you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
that was very well said, and I usually ask what, if there is any advice, to people wanting to get sober, but I think you answered it right there, is just to know and just to be knowledgeable of what you're taking in, and
Yeah.
is it working for you,
Yeah.
you know?
I think the best advice for me, like what I really hold as the reason I was able to quit is questioning things. I
Mhm.
always question things, and I always was like that, but then with this specifically, I was like, "Okay, why am I drinking?" I said, like there was, like, the thing about, like, 5 whys, and you just
Yeah.
constantly go, like a little kid. You're like, "Why? Why? Why?" And you kind of go from, like, "Okay, why do I feel the need to drink?" Okay, maybe I then you kind of go from general to specific because you just keep asking yourself why,
Kinda
and
like
you have to
name
be
it.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're naming it. You're because I truly believe being like training your brain to be like very present and self aware of your habits, your surroundings, and just constantly being aware is the thing that allowed me to quit drinking because
Mhm.
within that year that I was trying to quit drinking and I bought the book and all this stuff, I was just being aware of like what I was doing and why. And I think once you know why, you can then pivot and figure out, okay, what are my next actions? But I think for advice, yeah, figure it out first before you like decide anything. Like, don't just make it's like going to the gym. I'm
Mhm.
going to the gym too early, like, or I'm just making a decision. Oh, I want to start working out, but you're not like feeling like you really want to work out. Like, it's like you made the decision, but you didn't like think about it. So
Right.
then you like fall off. So it's like, and with this, it's like, why? And
Mhm.
then once you really, really understand, then you can, like, move forward, I think.
Right.
This is, like, the best advice I would give.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, just questioning it. But all
Man,
right,
why?
so I'm gonna do just one little quick question. I feel like
Yeah.
we need a Mr. Mocktail kind of advice or something. But what are you like currently like? What is one of your favorite like drinks right now? What's your favorite go-to? Uh, so I just got introduced to Curious Elixirs. I'm gonna have them at
Okay.
our retreat. So like, what are
Oh,
you
nice.
going after right now?
Ooh. So, yeah, there's actually a drink called Lapos.
Okay.
That is I got it I was trying different beverages because I might be working on something eventually down the line. So I'm
Ah,
just, like, gaining a lot of, like, just information around, but Lapos was, like, something I really, really enjoyed.
mhm.
They have, like, a ginger mule,
Oh,
um, anything with, like, yuzu in it,
mhm.
I love that flavor, so, like, that's a very, very good flavor to me. Um, it's very bitter, and I think a good mocktail is something that just gives you that, like, nice hit where you're not, like, chugging it, where it's, like, too smooth and juice,
Yeah.
but it gives you just, like, a flavor punch. So anything with yuzu is really good. Let's see, what is in I mean, I love, like I love a Diet Coke, classic mocktail. Sponsor me. Um,
Shout out.
yeah, no, the Lapos drink, what else? I mean, there's just yeah, Curious Elixirs is good. Um, mm, so there's this brand called Lily, which is really good.
Mhm.
Um, they have the yuzu drink. Man, anything with ginger,
Yeah,
just that like spice. I'm a very big on spice.
I'm right there with you.
So yeah, whether it's like spicy, like hot, like if it's a cayenne pepper, like that is totally my vibe. Anything like jalapeno or habanero, that's like
Mhm.
what I love in a drink. And then, or just like gingery, like
Yeah.
spice is what I like.
Yeah, I usually go after, I'll do, what was it? Ginger beer,
Yep.
Sprite, and then lime, and just kinda
Yeah.
just keep it simple,
It's
like
like, yeah, it's like a mule.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was
And
one of my favorite drinks.
there's a lot of like, yeah, anything with ginger beer is great. So if you're
Yeah.
looking for like if you have a place that like doesn't have mocktails, if they have ginger beer, I usually splash like pineapple juice in it. And
Ooh.
then sometimes you do like a little grenadine, or you could do like just pineapple juice, ginger beer, and like a little bitters, like
Mm.
just a couple ounces of bitters, which does have alcohol in it, but it's so minor if you do like a couple drops.
Right.
Um, so that to me like was a really good like out and about at, like, a dive bar, and I wanted something fun, like,
Yeah.
that was, like, cool.
No, I like that. I'm gonna try that. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for all the knowledge.
Yes, of course.
No, but really, thank you so much for, being here, coming on the show. And, I think it's amazing what you're doing out there. And yeah, I definitely want
Thanks.
to come check it out. I think we were talking about before this. So hopefully things work out. But
Yeah.
um, what do you have anything coming up um, that you can let us know? Any events that are coming up?
Oh my god, absolutely. So yeah, I'll give you the tea. So we're doing a huge Pride event in Buffalo. I This will be our fourth night before Pride event. So like our Pride is always the first Sunday, and
And that's
I
in June.
always that's in June. Yep.
Okay.
So it'll be
Perfect.
June 6th. So if you're around the Buffalo area, Rochester, Syracuse, or you want to fly in for it, it's going to be really fun. It's going to be called Pridecella. So it is a Coachella music festival themed event. We love a theme in Buffalo and at Sober 16. So we said last year we did the Buffalo Music Awards, which is a take on the Video Music Awards,
Hmm.
and that was really, really fun. So we're like, okay, we need to up the theme a little bit. Let's go. And so we'll have like flower installations. We're going to have like a bracelet making station. We're going to have 7 drag queens all doing headlining performances like Coachella. But I
Very nice.
just created like the storyline. It's going to be very much a full drag production. It's going to be really, really fun. And so that's June 6th. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now, and then I have a couple more, like, ideas in the works, and then we always do, like, our monthly sober happy hour, so lots of things going on, and then, yeah, we're just gonna keep upping the ante and just keep going, and I'm just I maybe I'll come there and do an event, you
I
know?
mean, we would love it. Yeah, out in Dallas. Come out to Dallas
Yes,
and, yeah, maybe we could, yeah, because 'cause I'm starting to do retreats and,
yeah.
I'm gonna do some somatic dancing at the end of my
Ooh,
retreat. Yeah,
my
and just
best friend just got into that,
yeah,
so that's so
it
fun.
I'm looking
Yeah,
for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, but we'll definitely, drop all of your links in there. And yeah, if you want to
sure.
follow Andy, Mr. Mocktail or Sober 16, not or,
Yeah,
both. Go
both.
follow
Yeah.
both.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm trying to do more, like, fun, like, my own content because building a brand, you kind of, like, mesh the 2.
yeah,
So I'm trying to, like, be more active on my personal one, for, like, tips and tricks and just what I'm doing specifically, but, yeah,
yeah,
follow both. It's a fun journey, and we're expanding beyond Buffalo to, like because it spans across the world,
yeah.
so
I could see this. I mean, I have no doubt in my head that this is gonna blow up because I mean, there's such a movement already, and it's just like, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, we have it with you right there. So, I
yeah.
definitely wish you the best of luck. And yeah,
Thank you
again,
so much.
thank you so much for coming on here. I enjoyed it.
My God, this has been a pleasure. Great conversation. And yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. You can find me on Out and About AF on Instagram or my website. And, but most of all, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. If you connected with this episode, feel free to comment and leave us a review. You can find me on Instagram at Out and About AF. Take care of yourself, and we'll catch you on the next episode.